He jumped extremely well in qualifying, 8 meters 54. And the championship record is his, because Carl Lewis has won this World Championship long jump twice before. The wind has been swirling on the far side of the stadium. We've seen a number of windy jumps, wind-aided jumps, but equally we've seen a number of jumps with a headwind. But Carl Lewis goes in this first round. Oh, that's huge. Now Carl Lewis likes that jump. The crowd on the far side there are very well placed, and so if they cheer, if they gasp, it's a very good indication that that's a long jump. The wind is showing 0, and that's amazing considering what we've had here this afternoon. The championship record is 8 meters and 67. It could well be in excess of that. But this is Carl Lewis' strength. Superb running on the runway. His 100-meter speed comes in very useful indeed. 8 meters 68. That's a new championship record. 68. But this is the man who almost beat Carl Lewis in the United States Championships for these World Championships, the trials. 785 in the first round. Oh, that's definitely better. That is much better, and he gets a white flag. Mike Powell's best this year, 8 meters 63, and that was the long jump he did in those United States trials. And in fact, that was recorded a little earlier on, and we can tell you that that jump by Powell was 8 meters and 54. That's only 14 centimeters behind Carl Lewis's leading jump. Kaplan jumps you're ever likely to see. Hit the board well, and be interested to see how far onto the board he was. The height was good, the technique was perfect, but look at that relaxed running action. 8 meters 83 converts in old money to a tantalizing 28 feet 11 3/4, 7 centimeters off the world record. I think, Stuart, you were right next to the long jump pit in Mexico City. It's gone up. The red flag has gone up, and that was a delayed decision. Mike Powell runs over, and he's pleading with those officials and says no, that was not a no jump. But the officials will have the last word, because he knew that was a massive effort. We'll never know how far that was, but Mike Powell thinks it was probably one of the best of his career. 7 centimeters at the moment separate him from possible immortality in track and field terms. The target, Bob Beamon's world record of 8 meters and 90 centimeters. He's so fast on the runway. That's a long one again. Now, 8 meters and 83 in the last round was a massive effort. Again, aided by a following wind, this time slightly stronger at 2 meters 0.9. So frustration there for Lewis, because even if that was a record, it wouldn't have counted. But there's no doubt about it, this man is in incredible form. 891, the longest jump in history. A championship best is now in excess of the world record, but it will not count as the world record.
The wind speed must be 2 meters per second for a world record to be allowed. And Lewis has the longest jump in history. He'll have to wait for the wind to drop. Watch this.
Mike Powell, having just seen Carl Lewis jump that wonderful 8 meters and 91. He knew he had the ability in the last round to come out with a huge jump, and he did just that. But he was over the board by a margin, and that was adjudged to be a foul. So what can Mike Powell do in the 5th round? He's been close to Carl Lewis in the past, but he's never beaten him. Personal best performance, 8 meters 66. He needs in excess of that to get even close to Carl Lewis. Oh, he really went for that one. That's huge. That's got to be close to Carl Lewis's new figures of 891. I'm just looking at the wind speed gauge. That's legal. So if that's anywhere near 890, it could be a world record. Plus 0.3 meters per second. Well, there's some anticipation in the stadium now, and Carl Lewis watches anxiously. Mike Powell has always had the potential, but has he got it today? Oh my goodness, 8 meters 95. That is history in the making. That's a world record by 5 centimeters. Beeman's figures have disappeared off the record books forever. They've lasted since 1968. Carl Lewis hoped to be able to be the first man to do it legally, but Mike Powell has beaten him to it. If there was any other athlete in the world other than Carl Lewis on the long jump runway now, I would say that the long jump competition was over. There's still a tingle going down the spine of everybody in this stadium, having seen Mike Powell jump 8 meters 95 for new world record figures in the 5th round. But Carl Lewis has been behind before in long jump competitions, and now it's all about pride. Fancy being in second place with 8 meters and 91, the second longest jump in history. 8 meters and 95, 29 feet, 4.5 inches. Carl Lewis will wait for the right moment. Here he goes. It's big. It's certainly a big long jump. No doubt about that at all. I think the expectancy of the crowd was that Carl Lewis would immediately come back with a world record, but that is just too much to ask of even this man. Having said that, he's got one jump left, and he's at his best. He's at his most dangerous when he's the underdog, and you can't say that very often about Carl Lewis.
He was last beaten in 1981, so he's had a decade of long jump successes. He's fighting for his life here. Into a headwind there. Now that's interesting, isn't it? And now into a headwind of 0.2, so it's not going, the luck not going with Carl Lewis on this particular occasion. 8 meters and 87, 2.5 hitch kick, really attacks the board, low trajectory, hits it, rotates into a slight headwind, and well, it's a personal best, I think. Having said that, yes, it is a personal best into a headwind, and he's in second. 8 meters and 87 legal
by Mike Powell. 8 meters 95. History was made some 15 minutes ago. In fact, in the last half hour, we've seen the first, the second, and the fourth longest jump in the history of track and field athletics. But I wonder what's going through Powell's mind now. Does he still think that Lewis can come back? Or another alternative could be, how on earth do I follow what I did in the last round? Good jump again from Powell. Let's look at the wind speed. I think it was plus 3 meters per second that time. So that was quite a strong following wind for Mike Powell. In fact, it was a foul. And that says it all. Here he goes. It's long. He gets the white flag. There was a huge roar when he took off from the long jump runway. There was a flash of bulbs around the stadium, thinking that perhaps history was in the making. And that would have been a legal jump, plus 1.7 meters. But one suspects that this time, Carl Lewis's unbeaten run of 10 years has come to an end, but it has taken a world record to do it. He congratulates Mike Powell. We still wait for the distance. It's a fantastic effort, 8 meters and 84, but Mike Powell is the new world champion. 8 meters 95, new world record figures. Even the officials get a hug. As Lewis goes away, he's lost his championship. But look at that record. Look how far he had to jump to come into second place.